So speaking of Wiz, actually, for a second,
Yeah.
then we'll get to the Yaz trade. Um, he got his first win. He he's an interesting pitcher in today's day and age because he doesn't have a blowaway fastball and he relies on a super changeup,
Yeah.
which if you are if you know that you're facing him, maybe all you look for is the changeup because the fastball is an overpowering. And so I
Right.
started thinking about this. Who would he kind of be comparable to in the past? And he throws harder than this guy does, but by average, if you were to average the arms back in the early 2000s and the late 90s to today, I'm sure he sits very similarly to the person I'm going to compare him to. If he gets the control down the way that he needs to, I wonder if he could be a version of somebody like Kirk Rueter.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. I think he could be better than Kirk Rueter, for sure, if he gets the control down. Because if you watched the game yesterday, you saw what he did to Juan Soto. I mean, on the first pitch changeup, the first time that Soto saw him, he just dropped that thing in there, and Soto was so far out ahead of him. It was ridiculous. Of course, Lindor hit it for a home run, but he had seen a couple of those beforehand. It's just, yeah, like you said, the fastball and the sinker and the slider, they're just all three of those pitches are all over the place. But then he started attacking the zone. And once you attack the zone, um, good things happen, especially early in the count. If you can get count leverage and then you could use that changeup, that thing is so nasty. But yeah, I don't even think he needs to hump up the fastball anymore. I think he just needs to paint. But yeah, the Kirk Rueter, that's a good comparison. I like that.
The reason why I like him is because, or why I like that comparison is because in 2000, I'm sure the average fastball was probably like less than 95, whereas today, it's
Yeah.
more than 95. And so Kirk is throwing, mid to high 80s at most. So his average, like his velocity is probably like 6 or 7 miles per hour slower. And it's kind of similar to Whisenhunt. His fastball's probably sitting at 92 for most of the game. So from the day and age of evolution of baseball, I sort of feel like he's a little readery, and being left-handed, he could be a little bit more crafty. But it's really going to be about spotting the fastball, because if he misses with that fastball, he's going to give up a lot of home runs. And,
Absolutely. Because, if you throw that down the middle of the plate, it's just going to get absolutely crushed. But there's going to need to be pitch development. He's really got to work on the slider and the sinker. The slider was just a mess yesterday in Sunday's game. I think he even went away from it and just kind of started going, look, I'm going fastball, sinker, and change. I'm going to see what I can do with those, because the slider was just pretty ugly early on. Just could not locate it.